All right, everybody, I was sent this by Wizards of the Coast. So, full disclaimer, I did not pay for this product, and I have this product early with permission. Anybody who makes a Pinkerton joke in the chat is just getting timed out. Don't do it. I'm not here for it. I have the permission of Wizards of the Coast to open these collector's boosters. But yes, these are real, actual collector's boosters sent to me by Wizards of the Coast as part of the ambassador program thing. This is the first time they've sent something ahead of a set. They want us to be able to make content before everything is like available at large, but after everything has been revealed. So all of the cards have been shown. The whole gallery is live. I haven't looked at it yet. I'm doing my set review tomorrow, so this is gonna be a surprise. Making Weezer jokes. So collector's boosters typically have too many shinies. More shiny than you can handle. The whole box is shiny. Look at this. How many boosties are in a box? There are, I think, 12. 12 15 card boosters. Yeah. I will stop to actually review some of the cards as we go. Here, I'll hide my little Voodoo Ranger thing up in the corner. Boop. Yeah, this should be still some kind of gross stuff in Wilds of Eldraine, but it's a different kind of gross. It's like eating people gross versus having your like flesh consumed by the great machine and having your will taken away from you. Are there anime arts in collector boosters? I believe so. Which card is on the front? There's a bunch of them. It looks like it's a bunch of food-related things, and then Sir Ginger in the middle. Maybe that's just Sir Ginger's art. Vor instead of Gore. There is, in fact, a Corvold the Vor dragon. Just watched Olivia opening a set booster box, and she got some insane pulls. Nice! Gonna start a little pile of stuff over here. Okay, I'm looking at how these are seated. Okay, so they are seated back to front. Y'all ready? We got first card, Scream Puff. Scream Puff has Death Touch. It's just a common. When it deals combat damage to a player, you make food, and it's a horror. Also, it's a very silly pun. Very good. How about Sleight of Hand? Not as interesting. It is look at card. One goes on top, one goes on the bottom, or one goes into hand, one goes onto the bottom. Archon's Glory. Oh, this has Bargain. Bargain is you can sacrifice an artifact, enchantment, or token to get an additional thing. So this would give +2/+2 until end of turn, or +2/+2 flying and lifelink until end of turn. Yeah, Sleight of Hand is a reprint here. That's why I like didn't dwell on it. I'm like, I know this one. Kind of like this. It's Evolving Wilds. It has really nice art though. This is I want to say Elena Danner. Yes, it's Elena Danner art. She makes incredible landscapes. This is a gorgeous card. I think this is probably the nicest Evolving Wilds art that we've gotten in a set. So great to see that. Oh, remember how we were talking about getting eaten before? How about getting taken by nightmares? That's pretty spooky. Yeah, we have Ashiok has put many people to sleep. Well, Ashiok has helped some witches get some people to sleep. Some sleeple people. Taken by Nightmares is an exile target creature if you control an enchantment, scry 2, but it's instant speed for 4 mana. Not quite a feed, but has some extra upside. Dancing Cups, thank you for the 13-month resub. The Nightmares are real. Bitter Chill. Here's an Aura. taps a thing, keeps things tapped. If it gets put into a graveyard, you can pay 1, scry 1, draw a card. Nice. So it has like an opt in case it gets got rid of. Ashiok is the only planeswalker in the set. We have our first legend. It's an uncommon legend. Johann, Apprentice Sorcerer, a 4-mana 2/5. You may look at the top card of your library anytime. Always nice. Once each turn, you may cast an instant or sorcery from the top of your library. Each turn, not just your turn. That's nasty as an is it control ability. Thankfully, this costs 4, but still, like, oof. The flavor text. First, I'll calm the elementals. Then I'll put out the fire. Then I'll unflood the basement. Then I'll do the chores myself. Oh, because he's the Sorcerer's Apprentice. Pretty land. Ooh. I just want to dwell on it because it's pretty. Oh, we have a nice full art here of Dragon Mantle. So this is, I think that's the symbol for the enchantments that are like the bonus enchantments in the set, the bonus sheet. Yes, I believe this series of lands are shadow boxes. What are some of the big hits? I don't know yet. This next card is banned and historic. Spreading Seas. Makes a land only tap for colorless, draws you a card. Oh no, wait, sorry, not colorless, island. It turns it into an island. Makes things wet. Oh! Funny! Why did they choose to ban it in historic? I have no idea. Funny! It's a regal Bunicorn. It likes it when you go wide. It's a good card. Oh, I haven't seen this card yet. The Sentinel of Lost Lore, a 3-mana 3/4. When it enters the battlefield, you return a card you own in exile that has an adventure to your hand, so you can cast the adventure side again. You can put a card you don't own in exile onto the bottom of somebody's library, if it has an adventure, or exile a graveyard. Nice modality. I'll just go. The rares can go in those piles. Where is the beast? This is the druid! 2-mana 1/1 with a red colorless adventure that's an instant. Exile the top 2 cards of your library until your next end step. You may play those cards. Nice! That's, like, already? That's very good. You can only do it until your next turn, but that's still very much, like, for 2 mana, sure. Oh, and are you Aquarian? Dryad? Is that the name of the thing? Whenever you cast a spell that's white, blue, black, or red, put a +1/+1 counter on questing druid. So it's like a Aquarian Dryad. Aquarian? Is that how you say it? Did we just start? Yes, this is the first pack, King Sleep. Also, hi! Long time no see. I got another card from the bonus sheet. It's an anime alt art of Polluted Bonds. Quickly, more anime girls! Oh no, I got another anime girl. I got a Confetti anime girl. So this is the Confetti foil treatment for Greater Auramancy. And somebody asked me before, Amy, will you taste the Confetti art and let us know if it's better than a regular foil? And I said yes, so I have to get a regular foil here. I've got this bitter chill. It smells different. Can't really taste it. Tastes more gluey. It's $150? Yeah, it's worth more. I just licked it. Where does that go? Anime art. Did I, like, wipe it off? I don't know. I have a rat. That's me. I licked a $150 card. Yeah, again, as I said, it's worth more now. Wizards of the Coast sent me these. I would not feel right selling these. Somebody in chat is now frozen in place. This taps something, put stun counters, and scries. Put it on Whatnot. I'll put it on Whatnot tonight. No, I won't. I don't feel like doing that. Protective Parents. 3 mana, 3/2. When they die, make a young hero roll token. That's the token auras. Ooh, a ferocious werefox. So there's this entire, like, group of elves that become foxes. I thought it was just one, but then they had multiple of them on the art. It's a 4 mana 4/3. It also has guard change, which puts a monster roll at instant speed. Yeah, I put these in my commander decks. Like, Greater Auramancy? This will probably end up in SRAM. Sugar Rush! It's a combat trick that draws you a card. Oh, pretty. Knight of Doves. 3 mana 1/3. When an enchantment enters the battlefield... Oh, sorry. When an enchantment enters the graveyard from the battlefield, make a bird. Now, it does, it doesn't say enchantment card, so that would work for auras, including the roll tokens. Gadwick's First Duel. There's a lot going on in here. Curse a Thing, Scry. Copy an instant or sorcery with mana value 3 or less. That's... I mean, this is 2 mana. Splashy Spellcaster! You cast an instant or sorcery, create a sorcerer roll, put it on another creature. King Sleep! Thank you for gifting 5 subs! I can't read how they were given to, but thank you so much for supporting my channel! Another pretty forest. Ooh. Yeah, the Shadowbox lands are nice. Time for one of those bonus sheet enchantments. Utopia Sprawl. This is Fixin'. Another bonus sheet. Garruk's Uprising. This is card draw and trample. Bramble Familiar. 2 mana, 2/2. Taps to add green. You can pay to discard a card and return it to its owner's hand. Okay, so that's just, it protects itself. Wait, it's a raccoon? Oh my gosh. Okay, cool. What is the fetch quest? Mill 7, put a creature, enchantment, or land from among the milled cards onto the battlefield. Cool. Cute. Very cute. It lets you recast the adventure. Yeah, listen, it was licked. You can't even tell that I licked it, except for the big, like, sticky part in the middle. Wildwood Mentor! 3 mana, 1/1. When a token enters the battlefield under your control, get a +1/+1 counter. Oh, that's kind of like that old 2/2. When it attacks, another creature gets +X/+X, where X is this guy's power. Cool. I haven't gotten a single red card. Restless Spire. Oh, this is one of the man lands. It's an Is It Man land. Until end of turn, becomes a 2/1 blue and red elemental. It gives first strike on your turn when it attacks Scry 1. I got Dragon Mantle. Yeah, but that's one of the, it's not from the set itself. This is one of the bonus cards. Bonus sheet cards. There's also an Unnatural Growth. Makes everything twice as strong on your side of the battlefield. Feral Encounter. I don't know this one yet. 2 mana, sorcery. Look at the top 5 cards. You may exile a creature from among them, but the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. You may cast the exiled card this turn. At the beginning of the next combat phase this turn, target creature you control deals damage equal to its power to up to 1 target creature you don't control. Wow, that is a mouthful. So this is a bite spell at sorcery speed, and also an impulse draw specifically for creatures. Pretty nice. Food. Okay. Snare Master Sprite. 1 mana, 1/1, flying. Enters the battlefield. You may pay 2. When you do, tap and stun. Nice for a 1 mana, 1/1 flyer. Oh, I found one! It's red! What is it? I only need to lick 1. Somebody asked me if the confetti tasted different from a normal foil, and I can answer yes, it does. It tastes gluey. At least it smells gluey, and it tastes chemical, and I assume the chemical taste is the gluey taste. Ratcatcher Trainee, 2 mana, 2/1. Makes rats. 2 rats that can't block. Has first strike on your turn. Oh, that's a solid common. Torch the Tower. 2 mana, 1 mana for 2 damage to a creature planeswalker. If you bargain, 3 damage in a scry. Exiles as well. Hey, Gingerbrute reprint. Dream spoilers. Spoilers? Oh, they spoiled the dream. Oh, I like the foiling on this being on, like, their breath. As they're, like, blowing the evil dirt. 4 mana, 2/2 flyer. Cast a spell during an opponent's turn. -1/-1 until end of turn on something. Cool. There's a 1.7 chance for a foil confetti anime borderless enchanting tales mythic. This one? Yeah. See, lucky card. Easy. Get my waifus. It's because waifus love me. That's why I also got a Polluted Bonds. Because waifus love me. Picklock Prankster. A 2 mana, 1/3 flyer vigilance. Good at getting hits in. Mills you. Puts instant sorceries or fairies into your hand. Well, not bad. Is a 2 mana, 2/3 first striker. We've seen a bunch of first strikers so far. Has double strike. If 2 or more non-land permanents have entered the battlefield under your control this turn. Celebration. Is Celebration keyworded on other things, or is this the only card it's on? I don't think I've seen it on anything else. Oh, another Shadow Box land. It's on a bunch of Boros stuff. Oh, okay, I didn't know it was keyworded. Knightly Valor. Makes a knight. Makes into a knight. What? Ground Seal? When it enters the battlefield, draw a card. Cards in graveyards can't be the target of spells or abilities. Sure. It's nice to have. Hey! I found a commander! Balluna Grand Squall. She is in the set herself, but she's the new Adventures commander. She has an adventure that gets you adventures, mills you and lets you put adventuring cards back into hand. It also is a trampler that makes adventure spells cheaper. It's permanents that have adventures on them. Nice! Color. There we go. Archon of the Wild Rose. 4 mana 4/4 flyer that makes enchanted creatures you control into 4/4 flyers. Pretty sweet. She's also a giant woman. She's a giant noble. Another Bramble familiar. That's the raccoon. It has different art than the other one, though, for anybody who wants to see what the storybook frame art looks like. Oh, right. Phyrexian Unlife is in this. Another card that combos with Solemnity, right? Terrifying. Uh-oh. It's the Goose Mother! Ah. It's a Goose Hydra. It's kind of like an inverted... Well, what's it called? Hydroid Crisis? Because it draws on death. No, it's on sacrifice food. That's what it is. Yeah, so it makes food, then you sacrifice the food to draw a card. I knew it was something leaving the battlefield. This is your favorite card in the set? It's terrifying. I don't like it. Have a beast. This is actually awesome. Look at this beast. I have stuff on my shirt. Beast. Very, what is it? Garden of Earthly Delights? Food. Whose art is this? Vincent Christianes. It's like Christian, but it's spelled with some extra stuff. It's like an old unicorn tapestry. Cool. Kind of made of flowers? Kind of. It has a planty look to it. I don't know what makes the beast token yet. Helen's Light Blades! Pew pew! 3 damage to an attacking blocking creature. Or just destroy a creature if you bargain it. White. Twinvale Guide. Got Celebration. Gets a buff and lifelink. It's a 4 mana 2/3 flyer otherwise. Becomes a 3/3 with lifelink. Oh, Hopeless Nightmare. An enchantment. Each opponent discards a card and loses 2 life. When it's put into a graveyard from a battlefield, scry 2 and you can sacrifice it. That's actually just like a nice sacrificing, or a nice sacrificable permanent on top of... It's one of the, like, 1 mana discard one. And lose 2 life. It's kind of a shock. Yeah, it's only 1 mana. That seems very nice to me. Bargain Champ? Yeah, this is great if you're using the bargain mechanic. I was actually thinking of the new, Abzan commander from Commander Legends. Yeah, that seems like a commander card, because it says, each opponent. Stormkilled Prowler! 2 mana 2/1. When you cast a spell with a mana value 5 or greater, gets 2 +1/+1 counters. Hey, that's an on-rate card that grows over time. It's also a rogue. Erity's Tempting Apple. Enters the battlefield. Gain control of target creature until end of turn. This is a colorless active treason. It's also a food. And you can either use it to gain life or make your opponent lose life. And colorless. Yeah, it also has a, eat it to be regular like a food. Or, like, vault your opponent. Make them lose 3 life. That seems pretty good for limited. Especially if you have any sacrifice pieces. Tenacious Tome Seeker. Sorry, my nose is so itchy. 3 mana, 3/2 bargain. Enters the battlefield. If bargain, return target instant or sorcery from your graveyard to your hand. That seems pretty good to me. There's the tokens. Make it so easy. The aura tokens. Fey Negotiator. 5 mana, 3/5 Fairy Warlock. Has bargain flying. If bargained, drains your opponent for 3 life. Each opponent. Shadowbox land. Time for rares. Nope. Another Grixis Uprising first. Intangible Virtue. Sure. Extraordinary Journey. What is this? XX blue. It exiles things, but its owner can play it. Draws you a card if things are cast from exile. Interesting. I guess it's good against Prosper. Once each turn, it draws you a card if somebody plays something from exile. Yenna, Red Tooth Regent. 4 mana, 4/4 Selesnya. Choose target enchantment you control that doesn't have the same name as another. Make a copy of it. Nice. If it's an aura, you untap or inscry too, which means you could do it again. Activate as a sorcery. This seems like it would be good with Calyx. Make a non-legendary copy of Calyx so Calyx can copy himself. Goes well with Kethis too. Does she? Virtue of Courage! 2 damage to any target, and whenever a source you control deals non-combat damage to an opponent, you may exile that many cards from the top of your library and play those this turn. So it's good and prosper. These cards aren't out yet, so you probably won't find prices. But speaking of a card that we have wanted more reprints of, Doubling Season! I now have a copy of Doubling Season! Yay! It makes twice the tokens and twice the counters. The goose is loose! Oh, I think this is an anime card. Rowan, Scion of War. It's a foil. I think this is the anime art. 3 mana, 4/2 Menace. She discounts spells based on the amount of life you've lost in a turn. You like this? You like the anime waifu, Rowan? Oh, there's an art that combines her will and Ariat. Neat. You can't look up the price. The cards don't exist yet. Rat. That's me. Food. That's what I'm eating. Is it an etched foil? It has a texture to it. And it has the code 300 on the bottom. But it does feel textured. But it is not the texture, which is this. This is the texture. A little nibbling rat. I'm not a raccoon. I'm not a rat, I'm a raccoon. I'm something that eats garbage. Ba-ba! Rhyme for reindeer. This is a 4 cost, 3/4. Taps things when enchantments ETB. I don't like that it doesn't say constellation on it. I know it's not this It's one of those, like, that's not the templating for this plane, but I still want it to say it. Bestial Bloodline. Gives +2/+2 and can be returned from the graveyard to hand. Reindeer is elk. Feed the Cauldron. Please stop putting children in cups. Destroy creature of mana value 3 or less. If it's your turn, make a food. Nice. Crystal Grotto. Oh, wow. Okay, so they reprinted this for the set. That's a nice piece of limited fixing. It lets you tap for colorless and has, like, this conversion here. It's like, what's it called? Unknown Shores. But it also scries one when it enters the battlefield, which can just help you find more things. That's the first time that Crystal Grotto was reprinted? I think so. Hearth Elemental! Discard your hand, draw 2 cards. 4/5, but costs less to cast, depending on the number of instants, sorceries, and cards with adventure in your graveyard. Seems okay for limited. Maybe there'll be a mono red deck that uses it. Heads up, I am running an ad, but I'm going to continue to go through these because we're just sitting and chilling. You won't miss too much. Maybe the end of this pack. Stroke of Midnight. This destroys a target non-land permanent and gives its creator a human. So this is really similar to Generous Gift, but it can't destroy lands. But it can give them a worse token. It's a 1/1. It's human within. Yeah, it's Stroke of Midnight. It looks like it's Cinderella at the end of the ball. Saray of Numbing Depths. 4 mana, 2/3. Enters the battlefield. Tap a creature an opponent controls. Stun it. When you tap an untapped creature that your opponents control, you draw a card once each turn. Nice for an uncommon. Pretty Shadowbox land. Is she a merfolk in white? Oh, she's white-blue. Another Intangible Virtue. Another Dragon Mantle. That one's shiny. Sir Ginger, the Meal Ender. Her partner consumed by Karuk. She goes for vengeance. 2 mana, 3/1. Has trample, hexproof, and haste if an opponent has a planeswalker. Also, I think this may be the textured foil. It's hard to tell because it doesn't look any different, but it does feel rougher. It doesn't have a different set code, so I don't think so. When an artifact you control is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, you get a +1/+1 counter on Sir Ginger and scry 1. Does include food. It does include tokens. You can sacrifice her to gain life equal to her power. Shadow Puppeteers. Dang, that thing is expensive. Oh, it's a commander card. That's why. This is not part of the set itself. When a creature you control with flying attacks become a dragon. Neat. Enters the battlefield, makes fairies. Cool. So it kind of comes with a 12 power of attacking. It seems like a cool, like, finisher for a flying deck. Like blue-white flyers. Yes, you eat Sir Ginger. That's the sacrifice cost. She is a food. Gumdrop Poisoner. Oh, you are terrifying. Ooh, I don't like looking at you. 3 mana, 3/2, lifelink. Can make a food at instant speed. She enters the battlefield. Up to 1 creature gets -X/-X until end of turn. Will X the amount of life you gained. Ooh, that's... seems very good for limited with all the food. Oh yeah, somebody told me about this morning. Waste Not has a reprint. Yeah, I have a copy in paper of Waste Not now. The best community designed card ever. It's good for when your opponents are discarding. Huh. Penguin Pond. The veto effect. You gain life, opponent loses life. We also have a mouse token. This is a blind mouse. And food. Your Dina combo card? No, this isn't the one that combos with Dina. This is the one that has the same effect as like Dina or Veto. Specifically Veto. But you can use it for redundancy. Exquisite Blood is the one that combos with it. Unruly Catapult. What makes it unruly? It pings and untaps. Okay, it's a 3-mana 0/4 that lets you ping people. Wicked Visitor. When enchantment goes into the graveyard, each opponent loses a life. Enchantment you control. It is a 3-mana Thermo Alchemist, but it is also an artifact and an 0/4. Skewer Slinger! A Dwarf Knight. A 2-mana 1/3 with reach. When it blocks or becomes blocked by a creature, deals 1 damage to that creature. That's cool to see this on something with 3 toughness. Makes it even harder to get through. Oof! There's an oof in this set! A Troublemaker oof! As a bargain, if it was bargained, you exile an artifact or enchantment an opponent controls. Definitely not bad for limited. Sacrifice an enchantment to get rid of an enchantment. Solitary Sanctuary. Oh, look at how pretty that is. All right, let me use my other hand to stabilize. I'm sorry I have such shaky hands. With the Aurora. It stuns things. When you tap things, put +1/+1 counter on creature you control. Nice. Stuns in white. Fury Interfuries. Prevents creature that will be dealt to you and creatures I control this turn by creatures. I didn't give exactly what the Solitary Sanctuary does, because it seems like there's just a lot of words to say something similar. Tap things of your opponents and get +1/+1 counters on your stuff. Ash! She's a peasant, but she came to party. I think Ash is their Cinderella in this set. She attacks if 2 or more non-land permanents enter the battlefield. Put a +1/+1 counter on her. Nice, so she's a 2-mana 2/2 or 3/3 with haste. And her prince is the dragon guy, Corvold? Or is there another dragon guy? Another ground seal? Another knightly valor? Shriney. Werefox Bodyguard! Werefox, Herefox, 3-mana 2/2 with flash. Exiles a non-fox until it leaves the battlefield. Okay. You can also sacrifice it to gain 2 life. Oh no, don't eat him! Wait, wrong side. That was a token. I meant to show you Alayla from the commander deck. She actually seems like a fantastic commander. 4-mana 2/4. Oh, and this is the borderless version. Whenever you cast your first spell during each opponent's turn, create a 1/1 black fairy. When fairies you control deal combat damage to a player. You goad a creature they control. Nice to see. Oh, wait, I have a different color copy for... There we go, because she's not standard legal. Ooh, speaking of dragons, I actually really love this, and it's going into, like, all my crime decks. Except for Ragavan, because it's not technically mono-red, so it can't. It's a 4-mana 4/4 flying trampling dragon. Ooh. When it attacks, it makes a treasure. Nice, but expensive taste. Exile the top 2 cards of your opponent's library. You may look at and play those cards for as long as they remain exiled. Now, notably, you do have to pay mana costs in the actual color, which is why it makes treasures. I love this art, too. It's just like a little, like, I'm a happy dragon. I'm stealing all your stuff. That's me. I'm a happy dragon who's stealing all your stuff. One of the dumbest named enchantments, but, you know, it tells you what it does. It's called Copy Enchantment. And what does it do? Well, it copies enchantment. Oh, this is a fitting last card in this pack, though. Some crazy art. It's the end. Spell is 4 mana or 2 mana if your life total is 5 or less. Exile target creature, planeswalker. Search its controller's graveyard, hand, and library for any number of cards with the same name. Exile them. That player shuffles a card for each card exiled from their hand this way. This is the end. Nice. Right. And food. I need more waifus. My first pack had 2 waifus in it. Where's the rest of the waifus? Return triumphant! Kellen coming back from his adventure. Returns a creature with mana value 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield and give it a young hero role. Well, create a young hero role attached to it. What pack are we on? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is 7. Candy Trail. It's a food clue. You can either... Oh, no, when it enters the battlefield, you scry 2. It only costs 1. You can pay 2, sacrifice it to gain 3 life, and draw a card. So it does food and clue things all at the same time. Not terrible. Do I think Eldraine would be beginner-friendly? No. I think it will be more beginner-friendly than some sets. But with, like, adventures, I don't think it will be super beginner-friendly. Ray of the Wilds. Yeah, adventures and, like, tokens of enchantments. It's probably fun to go if you're, like, a pretty seasoned Magic player. But just don't expect to, like, understand everything on first pass. Like, you might need to take some time to read your cards. Oh, cool. If the spell's bargained, turn a land into a guy. Find a land. Nice. That's definitely fine for limited. It's just like a 1-mana find a land. I've played those before. Cut in! 4 damage to a creature. Make a young hero roll. It's removal. 1 mana, 3/3 haste, nothing to sneeze at. Yeah, but it is at the cost of your land is now destructible. More destructible. Graceful Takedown. Makes enchanted creatures and 1 other creature deal damage equal to their power to a creature you don't control. So it's another bite. That's a bite. Reprint of Disdainful Stroke. Some sort of a nerd dragon. Archive dragon. 6 mana, 4/6, flying ward 2, enters the battlefield, scry 2. Big dragon for limited. Pretty land. Another Spreading Seas. Another Utopia Sprawl, but this one's shiny. Elvish Archivist. When artifacts enter the battlefield under your control, put 2 +1/+1 counters on this, but only triggers once each turn. Whenever enchantments enter the battlefield, draw a card. Only works once each turn. That's nice. So this is an enchantress, but it only triggers once per turn. But it's on a 2-drop, so I would say it's still probably fine, especially in limited with all these tokens, the roll tokens. And food. Food. Spiteful Hexmage. This is a 1-mana 3/2. Alright, what does it do? When it enters the battlefield, you make a cursed token. And I have to attach it to a creature you control. I think cursed might be -1/-1. So he's a 1-mana 2/1 if he's the only one entering the battlefield. But you can get rid of or sacrifice the curse. Oh, it's a 1/1. It's the Frogify. Sorry. Cursed makes it into a 1/1. It's Frogification. Still doesn't sound that bad to me. If you have ways to get rid of it, in fact, for like extra upside, like let's say you're playing a deck that sacrifices non-land permanents. Excellent. That's a good one to sacrifice. It's good to bargain. Yeah. The payoff is not spectacular. It's just kind of cool. Twinning Twins! What do? Probably copy something. Okay, well, it's a 4-mana 4/4 with Flying Vigilance and Ward 1. Okay, so that's already amazing for limited. What is this? Swift Spiral. Exile a non-token creature. Return it to the battlefield under its owner's control at the beginning of the next end step. Okay, so it flickers. Twining. You're right, it's twine, not twin. There's not 2 ends, it's just 1. Still a big flyer. Big flyer flicker. Dawn of Hope got a reprint. Dawn of Hope, you used to be one of the best pieces of white card draw, and that's pathetic. Oh, Repercussion. I didn't know Repercussion was in this set. Repercussion is whenever a creature is dealt damage, Repercussion deals that much damage to that creature's controller. So pretty much, you hurt the people, you hurt the them. Repercussion into a damage-based board wipe. Classic. Treasure! Food! I love treasure. Bellowing Bruiser! Beat a path. Up to 2 target creatures can't block this turn. Has haste. 5-mana 4/4 with haste. Can make things able to get through too. Cool. Gotta go fast. Aquatic Alchemist. Ooh, an elemental. Put instant or sorceries back on top of your library. Gets buffed when you cast instants or sorceries. Well, just the first one each turn. It's also a 2-mana 1/3. Voracious Vermin. Makes rat. Ooh, when other creatures you control die, it gets bigger. Makes rat. Stay hydrated. What's my favorite pull so far? I think Yenna looks really cool. But I'm a Selesnya Enchantments player, so... What's the latest Reigning Champion? This one? No, it doesn't fly. Misleading Moats. It's yet another totally lost. Puts a creature on the top or bottom for 4 mana. Whoa, this art's crazy! Ego Drain? Reveal. Discard. If you don't control a fairy, exile a card from your hand. Oh, this reminds me of the old Color Hate card. Oh, Woodland Acolyte. I was looking at this before. This is a very good Selesnya card because for 4 mana, you put a card from your graveyard back into hand. Or for 3 mana, you just draw a card. Because it has an adventure here, and it's an instant speed one to put a permanent from your graveyard on top of your library. Definitely good for limited. Especially because a lot of things have instants or sorceries, but are on permanents because they're adventures. Stop it. Glass Casket reprint. I missed the Fox in a Box. Shadowbox. Ah, Stab Wound. This art's not as fun as the old Stab Wound art with the lady being like, oh man, oh, cramps. Cramps. Hatching Plans. Ooh, when it's put into the graveyard, you draw 3 cards. Hope you have a way to sacrifice it. Rotisserie Elemental is 1 mana, 1/1 with menace. When it deals combat damage to a player, you put a skewer counter. Then you may sacrifice it. If you do, exile the top X cards from your library, which is X is the number of skewer counters, and you can play those this turn. Bad Mac Courier, yup. Feral Encounter. Look at the top 5 cards. Oh wait, we saw one of these. This is the fight and also can get you a creature. Or the delayed bite and also gets you a creature. Oh, Balluna again, but this is her alt art, where she's holding a big rock. Perhaps some sort of a henge, a great one. Leyline of Lightning. Oh, hey, old red ley line. Not my favorite red ley line. I like the one that hurts when people target you and your stuff. A Restless Cottage, a foil extended art. It becomes a 4/4. When it attacks, you make food. Pretty Elemental. Ooh. Food! This is a good primer for the set review tomorrow because I've already seen a lot of the cards. Okay. To get the side right, and Titanic Growth is in this set. It's a combat trick. Mocking Sprite. 3 mana, 2/1 discounts your instants and sorceries. It has flying. Not bad. Ministrosity! When it dies, you make a food. It's a 2 mana, 3/1, and it is very much food looking. It's made out of candy canes and stuff. Hopeful Vigil. Enters the battlefield, you make a knight. When it's put into the graveyard, you scry 2. This is on rate for, like, it's a 2 mana, 2/2 with vigilance. That also gives you something to bargain with. Or you could just sacrifice it. Welcome to Sweet Tooth, where you will definitely not be eaten. Make a human. Make a food. Put +1/+1 counters on target creature. Or X +1. Oh, it's 1 plus the number of foods you control. Nice. Buff something. Shrouded Shepherd! 2 mana, 2/2 enters the battlefield. Gives something +2/+2 until end of turn. Features you can opponents control get -1/-1 until end of turn. Seems decent. I haven't paid attention to how many, like, 1 toughness cards there were. Ruby! This is our little Red Riding Hood. 2 mana, 1/2 with haste. When she attacks, while you control a creature with power 4 or greater, she gets +2/+2 until end of turn. But she's also a mana dork for red and green. Not bad. Not bad, not bad. Very nice. Swamp! Another Hatching Plans. Whoa. Raid Bombardment with really cool art. Deals damage when you attack with weenies. Asinine Antics. Every day of my life as a streamer. It's a 4-mana sorcery, but you can cast it as though it has flash if you pay 2 more. So 6 mana if you're playing it as an instant. For each creature your opponents control, create a cursed roll attached to that creature. So this is a way to turn everything into a 1/1 on your opponent's side of the battlefield at instant speed. Also, those would all trigger Constellation. That's kind of cool. Oof. Toof. This is the knick-knack oof that you can kick back. It's X and 1. Enters with X +1/+1 counters. Enters the battlefield, reveal the top X cards. May put any auras. Okay. Nice. Fills your hand up with auras based on how big you made it. It's also very gremlin looking. This is a commander card. Restless Fortress. This is another manland. This one's the black-white. Becomes a 1/4. When it attacks, lose 2, gain 2. And I believe this is Castle Ardenvale. In the background there. Oh, I got another anime card! It's Kindred Discovery! It's just 2 fairies loving each other. Frickin' weebs. Does it put them onto the battlefield? Oh, it does put the auras onto the battlefield. I thought it put them into hand. No, it puts them onto the battlefield. Another regal unicorn! Just cute. Food. Bird. We have 3 packs left. Got 2 what? Bunnies? I did get 2 bunicorns. Ah! This is a pacify. Creature can't attack or block. You can pay 3 to exile it. Not bad. Exile effects on top of it. Bird can also be food. Seems true. Conceited Witch. 3 mana 2/3 with menace that also makes wicked rolls. Evil. A Besotted Knight. Oh, to be in love with a elf that turns into a fox. Makes a royal roll. Just cute. Yeah, Wicked is +1/+1. And does it also give menace? I don't know what the rolls are, because you know what's crazy? There haven't been any roll tokens. Oh, when a Wicked card leaves, it drains. That's what it is. 1 damage when it goes to your graveyard. Thank you for knowing things. Gnawing Crescendo. Yeah, none of these have reminder text for rolls. Creatures you control get +2/+0 until end of turn. Whenever non-token dies this turn, you make a rat. It's an instant speed combat trick. Back for seconds. As Bargain, returns up to 2 creature cards from your graveyard, and if it was bargained, you can put one that costs 4 or less onto the battlefield. That's not terrible. Probably depends on the deck. Tempest Heart. It's another elk, but this is an Elemental. Draw 2, then discard 2. Instant speed. Or a Trample. Whenever you cast a spell of mana value 5 or greater, it gets a +1/+1 counter. Seems fine for limited. It's an uncommon. Belligerent of the Ball. I prefer Bell of the Brawl. 3 mana, 3/3 Celebration. If you have another 2 non-land permanents enter the battlefield at the start of combat, blah, 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 blah. Target creature you control gets +1/+1 menace. Seems aggressive. Plains. Grasp of Fate. I don't actually know Grasp of Fate. When it enters the battlefield, each opponent... Oh, for each opponent, exile up to one target non-land permanent that owner or that player controls. Oh, nice. That's like a Banishing Light for multiplayer. It exiles one non-land permanent per opponent. Yeah, it seems like a nice commander card. Season of Growth. Scries. Fawn's Bane Troll. I guess he hates satyrs. He's a satyr hater. 4 mana, 4/4, enters the battlefield, make a monster roll. See, this one has a reminder text for a monster roll. +1/+1 and trample. You can pay 1 and sacrifice an aura attached to this card to fight a creature you don't control. If that creature would die, exile instead, or activate as a sorcery. That's fair. Boop. Spectre of Mortality. A 5 mana 3/3 enters the battlefield. You may exile a creature card from your graveyard, 1 or more. What you do, each other creature gets -X/-X, where X is the number of cards exiled this way. Ooh. Board wipe on a creature based on you having creatures in your graveyard. That seems like a great, like, cube kind of card. It's definitely a massacre kind of girl. Behold. An otter! Oh my god, it's so freaking cute! Oh my gosh! What does it do? 1 mana, 1/1 with prowess. Things with a power less than it can't block. That's solid. You can distribute X +1/+1 counters among any target creatures you control. Cool. That's a nice card. Cute also. Nature's Will. Nature's Will is whenever 1 or more creatures you control deals combat damage to a player, tap all their lands, untap all your lands. Another Rotisserie Elemental. Where's my anime? Will we have gone through yet another collector booster box? Almost. We have 2 packs left. Oh, I opened that in the wrong way again. There we go. Prism! Pathetic Prism. Oh, that's common fixing in this set. That's really nice to know that this is in this set. I will definitely run this if I'm in, like, especially 3 colors. I believe the anime-only cards are collector's boosters only. And I don't know if there's collector number cards. I assume there are. I've never opened one, so I wouldn't really know much about them. Makes food. Eats food. Can get +2/+2. Can only be activated once each turn. There's no serialized cards this set. Oh! Just the Weeb cards. Old Still Admirer. Gosh, that's me. I love this. I'm the oof. 1 mana, 1/1, ward 2. Gets a +1/+1 counter for 4 mana. Not bad! I love things that grow over time. I got the Confetti. I did get a Confetti. I'm assuming Sage. Enters the battlefield, you can pay 2 to make a sorcerer roll. Well, this one has a reminder text. Whenever it attacks, try 1. Kiki House Mouse! Dodo! Makes things harder to block. Is a little guy. It's a 1 mana 2/1. That's a nice aggressive card. Tough Cookie. This was like one of the first ones they showed. 2 mana 2/2. Makes a food. Can be eaten as food. And can turn a non-creature artifact into a 4/4 for 3 mana. That's why I got some good limited moves. A Discerning Financier. What is he financing? If your opponent has more lands than you, make a treasure token. Oh! You can give players treasures and draw. This isn't uncommon? I'm gonna put this in commander decks. It's a land tax guy. I like treasure. Swamp. Curiosity. Hit people, draw cards. These are great effects. Griffin Airy. Gain life, make bird. Pretty art. Farsight Ritual. 4 mana with bargain. Look at the top 4 cards of your library. If it was bargain, look at the top 8. Put 2 into your hand, the rest on your bottom of the library in a random order. It's card draw. Another Sir Ginger. Another Anime Rowan. So I got one is foil and the other one isn't. Just a couple weebs hanging out. Leyline of Abundance! Hell yeah! I didn't know that was in this set. Leyline of Abundance is amazing if you have a deck with a lot of mana dorks in it. Specifically, Elf. Elf Ball. It goes in Elf Ball. Leyline of Abundance is pretty awesome. Oh, Blind Obedience. I didn't know that was in here. Make your artifacts and creatures your opponents control enter the battlefield tapped. Also, Extort. Food! Rat! Last! Pack! I am blessing this pack with the power of 1,000 weebs. That Rowan is not anime, it's just her borderless alt art. You say that. I'm saying it's the weeb art. So you're saying that doesn't go in that pile, it goes in this pile. Plunge into winter. Tap, then draw. Well, tap, scry, then draw. Hamlet Glutton. It's not the normal, it's the borderless. Yeah, it's a separate borderless art. Hamlet Glutton. The 7 mana 6/6, but it costs 2 less if you bargain it. Enters the battlefield, gain 3 life. Oh, it's the it's a Lindworm, sort of. Too expensive. Too expensive. I'll still probably play it. Candy Grapple has bargain, gives -3/-3, or if bargained, -5/-5. Good instant. Witch's Mark. You discard a card. If you do draw 2 cards, you make a wicked roll. Spellscorn Coven. Take it back. Bounce something. Oh, it bounces spell to its owner's hand. Nasty. Enters the battlefield. Each opponent discards a card. Ooh, I like that for limited. Very demure. Tanglespan Lookout. It's a satyr. When an aura enters the battlefield under your control, draw a card. I love him. He's so cute. Two-headed hunter. A giant with twice the rage, gives double strike at instant speed and menace. That will kill people in limited. The discard is tied to the draw. Okay, so Witch's Mark, you don't discard as part of the cost of the card. It's just as it resolves, you may discard a card, which is nice. Vampiric Rites. You can sacrifice a creature to gain a life and draw a card. We're getting to the end. Dark Tutelage. Oh, cool. I definitely will die to this. This reveals the top card of your library, puts it into your hand, you lose life. It's like, is it Prodigal Sorcerer? No, that's when it pings. It's one of the old creatures also had this effect. One of the classic Magic cards. Dark Confidant. It's a funny one. Feral Encounter! That's the same one, gets a creature. You can play it that turn. Lady of Laughter. Wait, is this an animes? No, it's just a weird looking art. It's a borderless. Lady of Laughter has Celebration. It's a 5-mana 4/5 flying noble fairy. At the beginning of your end step, if 2 or more non-land permanents enter the battlefield under your control this turn, draw a card. That seems really nice. I got 3 feral encounters. Yes, it's Bob. Yes. It's the Bob. Pollen Shield Hair. Hair raising gives +X/+X, where X is the number of creatures you control, but it is sorcery speed. And vigilance, which is nice. And creature tokens you control get +1/+1. No longer should people have to play the stupid enchantment that does that. Play the bunny instead, it's cuter. Another Blind Obedience. Borderless, so pretty. They're all like that. They all have the just the borders on the top. Moonshaker Cavalry! It's the White Craterhoof Behemoth! Oh yeah, it's the last card! And it's a good one! Guys, do your tokens feel unsatisfactory? Do you want to give them +X/+X until end of turn and flying? Or X is the number of creatures you control? Sure you do! Moonshaker Cavalry! Hell yeah! And Food Beast. Food Beast. Feast Bood. Food Feast. Thank you all so much for watching this. Thank you to Wizards of the Coast for sending me this box full of boosties with fancy cards in them. Thanks for watching me lick the waifu. It's very important that we lick all of our anime girls to show them how much we appreciate them. It's been good. It's been very good. Card opening. In style.